Like every other episode before, this is Cheers. I'm Chance, and thank you guys for being here. I have one notification to start today off. Actually, two notifications. The first is I'm adding to the decor as we speak. It's a new picture. It's me and my brother. It's a young Cablay. That's me and that's him. And I will admit to you guys right now, that picture is a little dated because Koa is the taller one. His name's Koa, but I will admit, the better looking one. You can't get everything, and as of right now, that kid kind of looks like fucking Sloth from the Goonies. But he has the height, so you can't have everything, you know? And I don't know how it would have been fair to give someone that looks this close to Brad Pitt a couple extra inches. But anyways, today what we're doing is we are sipping some Proper 12. It's that McGregor whiskey. It's Irish. Of course it's Irish. We're taking shots today so I can limit myself. If I sip, I go too fast. Second announcement. The second announcement is you guys can finally call in. Let me know what's going on in your life. I'll respond to you. I'll let you know what's going on in mine. I'll give you my input. Give you my opinion. And my phone number is 858-621-3877. I repeat, it's 858-621-3877. So call in. Let me know what's going on. I've been thinking about it, and I don't know how choir class helps. I took that. Still can't sing. Jessica Alba has not responded to my DMs. I don't know how she intends to keep a conversation going. And at the end of the day, everyone needs a routine. I've said this before. Just remember, you can't be good at everything. And one thing I've also been thinking about is how do people expect to become celebrities without sucking and fucking these days? Doesn't make sense. But let's get on with it. I have a new intro song. It's a little bit different. My friend Jay Shin, he's a rapper from the Orient. He mixed this for me. So shouts out to you, Jay Shin. I will put his information down in the description. Give him a listen. Ready? Let's go. One more shot. So guys, what's up guys? Alright guys, I'm Chance. Everyone has a podcast, so guess it's my fucking turn. I got 3 fully loaded cabooses. Cheers. Let's get this bitch rolling. But yeah, $200,000 a year. Right? We know where he's coming from. Go to the beach. Big booty Latina. Illustrating what's wrong in our society. Authentic, handmade, original Chance Cablay. I want humanity to stay on Earth. This is Cheers. Alright. I think that's what we're sticking with for a while, guys. Once again, this is Cheers, and thanks for tuning in. I got to start off today's episode with something that is important and close to me. That's me saying that I was right, because I was right. What popped up on my current events sheet, the dashboard of the BBC this morning, confirmed my biases. They removed Gone with the Wind from HBO Max. I didn't know exactly why I refused to read that shit, but they removed that POS, that piece of shit, for racial prejudices. Obviously, I'm not going to dislike anything that conveys innocence and benevolence throughout the world, but I could tell this shit was evil. So they got rid of Gone with the Wind off of HBO Max, and I commend them. I commend them for taking those extra steps and removing that shit, because I don't like it. Don't like it whatsoever. But besides that, nothing's been really going on in my life. I just started taking summer classes, so I'm extra educated. But one thing I've noticed is that I have to stay on top of myself. I have to, like everything else, I operate off of momentum. And that could be a double-edged sword. That could hurt me or it could help me. Say I'm eating a bowl of ice cream. I'm halfway through that bitch. You could guarantee I'm going to finish that damn dairy. Or say I'm doing something a little bit more productive, like I'm wrestling a fucking steer. If I'm halfway through wrangling that bitch, you can guarantee I'm getting that bullock to the ground. And that's just what's going to happen. If I start something, I'm committing to the act and I'm going to finish it. But that could, like I said, that could be a double-edged sword. Say I wake up and I start drinking whiskey in the morning, guaranteed by 8 p.m., the bottle's going to be finished. Or say I wake up and I start running, guaranteed by 8 p.m., I'm going to bust out at least 100 fucking push-ups. At least 100 push-ups. And I think that momentum has a lot to do with comfort in terms of what you're doing. It's easier to go back to something when you know you're good at it, when you know you're excelling. And I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, I'm an idiot. I'm not the smartest guy out there. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But one thing I am good at doing is learning. I could learn anything. You want me to crochet? I could get those fucking knots in. You want me to sail? I could get that fucking bow out. You want me to cook? I could perform a medium oil reduction. Whatever you want. I can learn how to do it, but guaranteed the first time I do it, I'm not going to be good at it. And that's the real stipulation to all of these things. You got to keep doing it. And exactly that. The only thing I actually am kind of decent at is learning. Because one thing I figured out is you have to keep doing things. You have to keep doing things, and no matter what, you're not going to be good at most things the first time. But the second time you come around, I almost guarantee you're going to be better than you were the first. And so, exactly like that. Motivation is created through that momentum. You keep doing it and you realize, oh, I'm picking something up. You say you play the guitar. First couple days, you're like, okay, I'm just learning how to strum right now. You come back the 6th day, and you learn how to get that chord out. And you're like, oh, it's coming together. I know where G is. I know where that G is. But I'm going to repeat it one more time, and that's the last time, guys. Momentum is a double-edged blade. And right now, the boat I'm in, I've been going on a downhill spiral in a fucking boxcar made by some Boy Scout or something. And I'm telling you, it's not helping out. I got to change things because, as I said in one of my previous videos, I've been doing Postmates. Just to get out of the house, to feel good about something. No, I'm being productive, you know? Because other than that, I'm just staring at a screen all day and can't have that. So I've been doing Postmates, and one thing I noticed is whenever I walk into Chipotle, they don't want to deal with the food runners. Say that's for DoorDash, Uber Eats, myself and Postmates, or anyone that just orders an online order. They put the sack of food on a to-go rack. And that bitch is always full. The to-go rack is always full. So I have been taking advantage of the system. And I've been getting free food. It's not my food, but I've been taking it. And trust me, I'm not happy about it. The problem is I'm not even that hungry in the end. But for someone that has such a high calorie expenditure, such as me, I need to replenish everything I burn. Just to ensure I have consistency throughout the body. And I know that's an excuse at the end of the day. But at this point, I've committed to the act, and that's why I'm getting stuck down this slippery slope. And that's really what I'll call repetition, because I've been pulling that shit off for at least 5 times a week, and I don't get it. I don't get why I do it. I just do it because it's there. And I repeat, I'm not even hungry, but every day at about 7, I'll drive past that Chipotle. I'll put on my hat, put on my mask, put on my glasses. I'll drive by all sneaky like. I'll be rolling out, looking at the to-go rack, just spocking it out, seeing what's waiting for me. And of course, there's a bowl. Usually they got some chips, so I take both. And it's not that damn Calvin is going to have to wait fucking 5 more minutes for his bowl of chicken, hold the salsa. But it's just that me taking this bowl is going to lead me to do other devilish acts. Like, say, 1 minute I take the bowl, the next minute I want to go to the casino. Everyone knows the last thing I should do is go to the casino. But I'm going to do it because I already started this day off on the wrong side of the bed. And I want to sidetrack a little bit. Let me just ask you guys something. Who the fuck orders their Chipotle order without salsa? How do you eat that without cilantro? I just had to get that off my chest. Too many people order their Chipotle without salsa, and I don't fucking get it. I'm over here with some dry-ass bowl of rice and chicken and no medium spicy salsa. Get that shit right. But anyways, I don't know. I'm feeling guilty about it, guys. And I just really wanted to get that off my chest. I know I probably shouldn't be saying it, but I wanted to get it off my chest. Because for me to reveal that, it's me realizing that I'm doing something wrong. And I need to change accordingly. So, I had to make that announcement. And I'm going to do my best to change. On to the next thing. The next thing, I wanted to stay on the topic of repetition. Because one thing I've noticed is a lot of the times, say I'll be doing good. So I'll be working out every day. I'll be eating good. Won't be going out. There's this force in the back of my head telling me, just cool it, Chance. Take the day off. Hang out. There's TV in your room. You got some whiskey. Just hang out, you know? You're a cool guy. Just have an off day. And one thing I've realized whenever I think that is, it's only harder the day after your off day. Don't take a break. It's like the age-old saying goes, the faster a bike, the straighter on course it is, or the straighter it stays on course. One of the two. But you get it. The faster a bike goes, the straighter it stays. So just don't take an off day, guys. And that's really where it comes to. You can't give yourself any extra room for wiggle. You can't give yourself wiggle room. And I've noticed this in a variety of ways. As I was saying earlier, my summer was last week. I had about 4 days of summer in between my spring classes and my summer classes. And I wanted to lay down. I wanted to relax, just hang out. But I had one constraint. During my summer period, I was trying to lay off masturbation. Just because I have different ideology when it comes to masturbation. I think that keeping your essence inside of you is a lot like taking creatine or like Mexican supplements. It can improve your performance in different activities. Like, say, I refer to it as full sack energy. When you don't bust nuts, you keep your essence inside of you, and that's for a man, your essence, your spits. That's what gives you vigor. That's what gives you vitality, motivation. And keeping that inside of you can help you improve on certain tasks, such as, say you're going for a run. You want to keep your essence inside of you. Say you are climbing a mountain. You want to keep your essence inside of you. But like everything else, there's a little give and take. Like, keeping that essence, keeping that spaz, the schnaz. Let's say schnaz. Keeping that schnaz inside of you is not good whenever you're doing something like taking a test, you know, because it fills you up with energy. So when you're taking a test, you want to sit down and concentrate. But if you have that essence inside of you, you just want to go fight someone. You want to wrestle a bull. And another area of my life in which I've noticed the full sack energy does not help is whenever I eat. I can't eat a full meal with a full sack. So, yeah, exactly like that. When you have a full sack, you can lose some weight because you can't eat full meals. And I was trying to achieve that. I was trying to achieve my optimal level of health through not masturbating, through cutting out my masturbation. And I had nothing going on that day. You know, just like most of the days throughout the quarantine, I had nothing going on. But the difference was I didn't have homework going on that day either. So I was sitting there watching the TV, and I decided to take a couple tabs of acid, LSD. It's cool, you know. It was cool. The wind was blowing. The breeze was nice. I was listening to some Edith Piaf. That's that classical French. And I was enjoying my day. I was trying to write out a movie script. And so I turned on my internet browser on my phone for some motivation. And for some reason, the first thing on my internet browser on my phone was that Pornhub. And right on the front cover was that girl, Corey Chase, that older lover. And something about the way she was looking at me, it set me back. It set me back, and the world set me up for that moment because I look over, a bottle of Aveeno's laying right next to me. I have a towel, and it seems like someone put me in that situation for me to fail. Might have been myself, but 15 minutes later and a quarter bottle of Aveeno, and I don't have that full sack energy anymore. I just don't. And it's tough because ever since then I've been on that downward spiral. And that's exactly where I'm saying just stay true to yourself, guys. Stay strong to whatever you're committing to. No days off. Because when you take a day off, the next day you try to get back on the fucking horse, it's going to be so much harder. And that could carry out to any aspect of your life. Say you want to quit drinking. And then one night, you're having a ball with your friends, and you look that whiskey in the eye. You look that gift horse in the mouth, and you say, maybe just one night. Maybe just one night. The morning after that next night, you're going to be in pain. You're going to be in pain. The gravedigger just suplexed you. You're in pain. So just don't do it. You're going to thank yourself that next morning for not doing it. You're going to wake up and be like, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Thank you. Thank you, self. Thank you, self. And that got me thinking about some other things. Hang on, I'm going to take a shot. This is for you guys. That got me thinking about some other things. And start off with a question. That question is, what's really important in life? The answer I came to is doing right by yourself at the end of the day. And that could be hard. That could be hard for a lot of us. And one thing I've seen is it's hard for people to do right by themselves because a lot of the times they want to punish themselves. Say someone's angry, not only at themselves but at the world. They're looking for someone or something to punish. And there's no one else that you could immediately punish except yourself. So they do that. And that's what happened to me. And that's where I want to tie this back into repetition. I want to bring up one of my previous times, one of my previous personalities. In high school, I was a drug dealer. I dealt drugs. And I knew that's not what I should have been doing, but I fell down a cycle where I started to rely on the act, where I started to rely on the money I made. And it's not that I even made the money because at the end of the day, I would just take it to the casino. And so that money, it was just a constant flow in and out. I never really held on to it, but I liked how it made me feel as a person, knowing that when someone wanted something, they would come to me. I was that guy. Say you wanted a fucking bell pepper, I got you the bell pepper. Or say you wanted some Oxycontin, I got you the Oxycontin. And at the end of the day, I didn't just sell drugs, I sold dreams. That's what I like to think of it as. But 3 years later, now I realize I was just selling drugs. That's all I was doing. And being that salesman was me. I liked the idea of me being that person. And when I really realized that's what was dragging me back, because trust me, everyone that wanted the best for me didn't want me to do it. At the end of the day, my parents said, why are you selling drugs? You're going to regret it, because they dealt with that type of thing in their heyday. And from their own experience, they told me that it wasn't the best for me. I didn't listen to them. My friends didn't want me to do it either. I didn't listen to them because I liked the feeling it gave me. And then I realized, like a year after high school, when I wasn't actually going anywhere, I was failing out of college. And I was kind of just waking up and doing the same cycle every day, that I had to change something. And that's when the death of a salesman occurred. And it's tough because a lot of the times people know they're not doing right by themselves, but it's easy to go back to. You know it, you're comfortable with it, so you go back to it. And that's what caused me to do it. I'll repeat, it made me feel good, and second, it ensured that I always had drugs. It kept me in, it gave me the ability to continue on that bad habit of doing these narcotics and being someone I didn't want to be. But the thing is, say I was intoxicated enough, I wouldn't have to realize I was that person. And the most important part of it was, at the end of the day, I really had to sit down and realize what my flaw was. And it was just that I was aiming to be this person that I didn't like, no one around me liked, and I was isolating myself. I was shutting the people that actually mattered to me out. And I knew eventually I had to change it, and it was tough. The certain steps I had to really take to kick that was tough, and at the end of the day, I'm a better person for it. So, I repeat, guys, it really is repetition and momentum that leads to the motivation for you to do certain things in your life. And trust me, motivation can carry it both ways. You could be motivated to keep on hurting yourself, to keep on down the unrighteous path, or you could be motivated to better yourself and do everything you know is right. And that's really what I wanted to talk about today, guys. But one other thing I've been thinking about is, first, how the fuck are people becoming famous these days? You think you could just become famous off of your acting ability? No, you gotta suck and fuck. And one thing I don't get is, you see someone like Gina Valentina, who's putting in the most effort. She's taking 10 straight inches of manhood down the throat. How is she not getting roles like Wonder Woman? How is that going to someone like Gal Gadot? This world's about effort. And that's, I just don't get how some people are succeeding. How some people don't need to do some strange to make some change. And that's one question I really wanted to raise. And that's something I'm going to be thinking about for the rest of the week. I'm probably going to address that in the next episode. But anyways, guys, once again, I just established a phone number you can call me at. That is 858-621-3877. 858-621-3877. I'm Chance Cablay. This is Cheers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the episode, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.
What's up, guys? Alright, guys.
I'm Chance.
Everyone has a podcast, so guess it's my fucking turn.
I got 3 fully loaded cabooses.
Cheers.
Let's get this bitch rolling.
But yeah,
$200,000 a year.
Right?
We know where he's coming from.
Go to the beach.
Big booty Latina.
Taco.
Illustrating
what's wrong
Wow.
in our society.
Authentic, handmade, original chance Cablay. I want humanity to stay on Earth.
This is cheers.